Hey you guys, how are you guys doing on this day before 4th of July? You guys, wanted to come here and give you this video because I know I said I would. Keep in mind, this is the new channel, the Hagar channel, you guys, the Your Cam Model Mentor channel, a channel that is definitely dedicated to us, dedicated to women like us in the business. And so I just wanted to put emphasis on it. Make sure that you press the subscribe button and join me over on this side, because again, it's going to be a whole bunch of goodies. I'm back at it again. I couldn't stay away. I never can stay away. This is like my bread and butter. I love this position that the Creator has allowed me to be in, to encourage more than a few of you, for us women again that are part of businesses, not just cam modeling, but businesses period, regarding the soft adult or adult entertainment field. So I just wanted to put emphasis on that. But like I said, I would come back, and I'm back is to do these two videos for you. So the first video, you guys, as I said I would do, is how to choose the best site to work on. And I said I would title it with StreamMate in there, and I don't know if I'll do that or not, but just know that just how to choose the best, site to work on. For me personally, again, keeping in mind, I've been in the business for the most about 10 years, right? And one way that I determined, and it didn't take me that long to figure out where I wanted to be, it was just personality-wise, lifestyle, personal changes in my life. Things were going on in my life, my children growing up, graduating school. It's more so like this, like I kind of chose the site based on, again, what I had going on in my life. So the first thing that I started off with when I first came to cam modeling, as I've said before 1,001 times, LifeJasmine was my mother site, is my mother site. That means that's where I got my first big break, so to speak, over in LifeJasmine. And when I say big break, ladies and gentlemen, especially to my young ladies, I don't mean big break in a true sense, because after all, as I always say, this is not your Tyra Banks modeling, okay? So when I say my big break, I just mean simply it was my first place that I started out as a cam model. The thing with LifeJasmine is, and I'm going to go through and give you guys my strong opinion, and again, but it's just my opinion on which one worked better for me, and all you can do is just kind of be relatable. In other words, if you're in anywhere where my lifestyle used to be, in the middle, or where it's at now, then you can kind of relate, and you'll go, okay, well, I'm in that place right now in my life, I should be over at LifeJasmine. Oh, I'm in that place right now in my life, I should be over at my free cams. Oh, I'm in that place right now in my life, I need to be over there at StreamMate. Okay, so this is how I want you to be able to judge it. Again, none of them are not, well, one is no more greater than, is what I'm saying, than the other one. It all depends on what you're looking for in a site, I think, or what you're looking for, or again, better said, what you got going on in your personal. So when I think of LifeJasmine. LifeJasmine is very foo-foo. Is what I call foo-foo. It's very bougie. It's glamour. When I first started on, I was a little sassy something. I was nice nails and lips. I was nowhere near necessarily over the top, into anything extra naughty or anything like that. In fact, I had, after about maybe 3 months in with LifeJasmine, I went over to StreamMate, and I didn't like StreamMate. As I told the story before, I couldn't stand StreamMate, because at that time, StreamMate was real hood, and I'm from South Central LA, but I did not want to work a particular job geared towards the adult entertainment field and be a part of a company, I'm just being honest with you guys, that seemed as though they didn't care who they were hiring. I'm just keeping it real. I didn't want that kind of persona. What I mean, it was just wild. They were wilding out over on StreamMate when I first started, y'all. They were wilding out. Wilding out. There were women, both black and white, both whatever race it was, just all out in free chat, just doing whatever. Now things have toned down because of regulations and because of the law and because of protection of children. Perfect, right? And all that other stuff. So these sites have really cracked down, a lot of them actually, not just StreamMate, but they've really cracked down on making sure, and I'm very, that's what makes me even the more so that's what makes me even the more so of being proud to be a part of, not just StreamMate, but a part of the business where they are taking, children and the safety of children into consideration, and it shows. So a child advocate at best I am, so I'm just proud to kind of know that I'm a part of a business that they definitely make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, and they're on top of it. And what I like about StreamMates is it seems like every 2 years or every year they're cleaning up their act, they're doing something special, they're really taking the time to become this really a site of integrity. If I don't know how else to say it. So That is important for me as a person, just as a human being. I like being a part of things that operate in integrity. And if it doesn't show that to me, then I don't really want to be part of it. So again, going backwards 8 years ago, about 9 years ago, actually, when I started off in Streamate, they didn't really give that. I was like, oh no, let me take my bougie self on back over there to LifeJasmine. So when I started over in LifeJasmine, I was like, bougie, if you will. I don't mean bougie in the sense like I thought I was a shit. I'm just saying the way, if you were to come onto my show, if you were to come on to any, go look at LifeJasmine right now. I double dare you. After this video, go check out the women and go check out the background and go check out the quality that LifeJasmine offers, because it's a quality site. Now that I can't knock. It's a quality site. These girls that they bring on here, it don't care what you look like before, but when they finish with you, you're going to look like a pinup model. Before they finish with you, you're going to be A+, A+, A+. They're very high scale in regards to what you look like, your demeanor, your camera feed. Your stuff can't be choppy. Your stuff can't, they're technically anal retentive, you know what I'm saying? But if you ain't got nothing else going on in your personal life, if you pretty much, let's say between the ages of, I'd say 18 to 25, I think LifeJasmine's great. I really do, because it's like you're young, you're full of life, but you're not over the top bubbly, but you're just kind of in your bougie style, bad and bougie, and you're sitting up there and you just typing, yes guys, and you have that whole model type thing going on. You're straight and your back is straight, and you're just like this. And I don't mean robotic, if you will, but I just mean your delivery, your beauty, your sex appeal, and you are representing a chat host model, and you're sitting there and you don't have, you know what I'm saying? That's the persona, that's the vibe, that's the energy that LifeJasmine offers. Okay, and they're strict, they're anally retentive when it comes to making sure your pictures are on point. I mean, yeah. Now, it worked for me back then in that arena, but it didn't work for me now. Now, second thing is regarding a con when it comes to LifeJasmine. I'll get into the rest of them, but when it comes to con for me was that they pay but twice a month. Okay, being a single mother on a budget. Okay, on a budget, single mom on a budget, single mom on a budget. Can I say it again? Single mom on a strict budget. I cannot have to wait. I can't wait till, the 15th, or what was it back in the day, 1st and the 15th. I need mine either every day or every week or as often as possible. Again, my personal needs, okay? But if you don't have children and you don't have them situations, circumstances, or issues, then you should be 100% straight over at LifeJasmine. Okay, that was my issue, but a great site to work on, my mother's site. The second site is My Free Cams. My Free Cams, in my opinion, very strong opinion that is, but My Free Cams is a cam site for the 18 to 30, bubbly, super energetic, flash you in a minute with her cha-chas, type personality. The type of girl that's just like, hey, party over here, the party in the USA, your Miley Cyrus's. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe over at My Free Cams, right? So I went over to My Free Cams and I was like, okay, this is fun. I'm known as Jelena Nails, a smoking chick. There's a few fetishes over there. For the most part, I've also heard, and this is what they said, that also My Free Cams also operates it with a little bit of racism going on over there. So I have noticed, and I don't want to use now racism is a bit much, right? Because some of y'all are like, wait a minute, I'm a black chick and whatever. And when I say racism, what they allow. I don't know if the owners are per se, never met them a day in my life, but what they allow. What does that mean? The role play, the acting, the type of roles that you're okay with playing. There is a lot of women of my tone, don't know necessarily what race they are, but women of my tone who are operating under that, the whole racial play and all that sort of stuff. And when I say racist, that's what I mean in that context, that My Free Cams allows it freely. It's no big deal. And a lot of the girls are doing it and it's no big deal. I'm not keen on that one. That's not my thing. Now, when I was on My Free Cams, the only reason when I didn't pick that up too much on me personally, I just, as viewing and watching and a lot of things that were tweeted about maybe 6 years ago, things of that kind of way, and I was putting two and two together, and you just use your insight and your common sense, you can come to a conclusion like anything in life. Is this for you? Is this a representation of what do I want to represent or be represented in this format? even for a dollar bill, even for money. Why? Because my other motto is not all money is good. Not all money is good money, right? It all depends on what your comfort level is. I'm not comfortable with that one. As guys know, I don't get into taboo and get into role play and all that stuff regarding racial play and all that other stuff. Some black chicks, African American chicks, other race chicks don't mind. Okay, so that's something that I'm just not too keen on. However, and they pay too, again, twice a month. I need mine when? Right now or within a week's time as a mom. Secondly, they're on a token system. I don't like the token system. If I want tokens, I'll go to Chuck E. Cheese, or I'll go to whatever, Shakey's Pizza, or I'll go somewhere where I can use tokens, or whatever the case is. But I want my stuff to be seen as real money. In other words, when I make $5.25, I want to see the number 5, and you guys know I have a learning disability supposedly with numbers, but I know enough to know I want to see a $5.25. That means I'm getting a $5 bill and a quarter. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, okay? I don't want to have to figure out and try to calculate these tokens because, again, why? It doesn't work for my personal needs because I have a learning disability when it comes to numbers. So I don't want to sit there and try to figure out, okay, 5 tokens really mean what? And let me count backwards and count up and count. For me personally, can't do it. My free cams. Another thing with my free cams, the good side of it is what it does is it has a lot of play over there. When I say play, I mean the software or the program that they use. They got emojis going on. You can this is a lot of fun over at my free cams if you can manage to get through to it, and they got it's kind of technically speaking, it's kind of hard to get around. It was kind of like, where am I at? Kind of type of deal, finding your way through. But once you do find your way through, it's an okay to start. I also think it's an okay site to start out with when you're just now starting out. Right? Like, what's the best site to be on? But what's the best site to start on? I would say my free cams because it's so free spirited. It's just so free. But at the same token, there are certain women that, let's just say you're not, and again, this goes back to my young girls. To my younger women, I wouldn't necessarily say start off on my free cams, and 18 to 21. Why? Because it doesn't really let you, something about my free cams, it doesn't allow you to be in your you. It is suggestive at its highest that you have to be super pornographic, because a lot of the girls are doing that. A lot of girls are being pornographic, chatty, but very, very pornographic at the same token. It's like, it's very, very, in the context of what it is as I don't like to admit, you hear me stuttering, is that sex sells, and that's what my free cams gives off. But I like free cams. What I like about my free cams is that it's very creative at best. As you guys can already sense, I'm a very creative chick. So I definitely like the creativity that went into the software, the programming, their emojis. You can type whatever, you can change your font, you can, all of that to be considered is very, very colorful to work on. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun, lovely. It's bubbly. And so that's that for my free cams. Now, and I'm looking at them at 12. I'm only at 12 minutes. Go, Jay. I'm doing it. Now, over in StreamMate. I like StreamMate. Why? Because they pay weekly. They pay weekly. I like StreamMate also because they cleaned up their act. I'm very impressed with them. It's my #1 site now. Anytime I have a need or a desire or need something checked out on a technical note, they're very kind, helpful, answer my questions within 24 hours. Now, going back to LifeJasmine, they do have a live chat. That's what I like about LifeJasmine now. You can actually talk to somebody in real time. If you have any kind of issues, they make sure of it. They just be like, hold on 1 minute, we'll get somebody to speak to you, and you can chat your butt off on whatever concerns you have. So that's what I do like about LifeJasmine. It's right there, like live chat, like live help. What else? Blah, blah, blah. So far as StreamMate go, it's not live, but they do answer within 24 hours. What else? The downside of StreamMate right now is that I want them to kind of like to spruce up their interface. That's what I meant by software. When I say software, I meant interface. I want them to spruce it up a bit. Like the emojis, I think we only got like 5: a happy face, a big happy face, a couple of hearts, and a cigarette, and and two more things, right? And that's the only emojis that I think I'm saying that right, you guys. I know I'm old. I'm like 40. I'm like 41. I am 41. And my kids are sometimes like, Mom, that's not how you say it. Emojis, right? And somebody tell me if I'm saying it right. Just typing it, you saying it right. But I think it's emojis. So the little happy face thingies. That's the only thing I had. That's the only issue I got with StreamMate right now is that they need to spruce up the interface. Like, come on, guys, I've been with y'all for 8 years. Maybe I need to write to them and tell them, can you make it a little, not too kiddie, but a little bit more like, can we get some, and we can change our font too. But it's not as mega as my free cams. Now, keep in mind, no matter what site you work on, you do have to be over age 18. You do have to have a valid proof of your age. You do have to have a camera, internal or external webcam. Do you have to have studio equipment, all that other stuff? No, as you guys can probably tell, I got my studio light on right now. I rarely use this sucker, and the only reason why I got turned on is if I turn on the backlight over here, you guys would have saw me looking a real hot mess because I'm super smutty. So the studio light, that just goes to show you how studio lights can work, though. They kind of like make you look a little bit more flawless. Okay, so just to let you know now, because like if I turn on the regular light, you can be like, dang, wow, you'll see a lot going on. I was like, man, I'm looking too smutty. Yeah, but anyway, so, and keep in mind, these studio lights I've had now for like 4 years, and they came from my nail lover 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, my nail lover. So, SK, if you're out there, you'll find me. You always do, right? We always find each other. But thank you for the studio lights. They still popping, they still working, they still keeping your girl looking flawless. Even though I don't use them in my shows, I primarily use them to take pictures. And no, I'm not going to go back over to LifeJasmine and be like, okay, I got my stuff right now and I'm going to work with y'all. No, I'm so used to and spoiled by StreamMate now. So let me before I get out of here, we're at 16 minutes, you guys. Is there anything else? Now, keep in mind, if you have any questions on which site does what, and keep in mind, as a precaution, when I said that statement about my free cams, this is my opinion, you guys, okay, regarding the racism. Of course, the people, I've never met them. I don't know who's who and what's what. All I know is that the things that are allowed there, I didn't want to be a part of it any longer, because if you're allowing it, then it's just not what I want to be a part of and represent. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, it's being done in private in other sites. I'm not saying the other sites and other girls don't race play. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is just more discreet in private and in private. And I just think of certain things, let me say this, that you should not allow, if you're running the show, to be put out there, because you're giving an okayness and you're giving an allowance to create, I think, and this is my strong opinion about it, to create continuous hatred, continuous hurt, and continuous pain in some area along that, even though, yes, the models are saying, hey, I don't mind, portraying a slave. I don't mind portraying his sex slave. This is coming from a black woman's perspective. I don't mind being, this white guy's sex slave or sex whatever, which is a whole other topic. All I'm saying is that, fine, role play. I guess if that's your thing. But what I'm saying to the powers that be, or the owners of the site, I don't think they should allow that to be out in the open. I think it should be prohibited, and I think it should be restricted to only those are the type of shows or the type of even dialogue that you carry on only in private. Because when people walk, in other words, just like StreamMate cleaned up their act. StreamMate made it where, okay, the girls couldn't just flash. You couldn't just be out in free chat, shoving and ugging it and jugging it in your kitty cat. Let me be frank about it. So they cleaned up their act, and they were like, no, if you're going to be doing that, do that in your private shows, but don't do that out with the possibility of children coming by or clicking on a video. No, it has to be in a paid chat. That's all I'm saying in regards to my free cams. I believe that my free cams should have those, when you talk about race, anything that's going to create safety, protection, towards children, towards people, towards mankind, okay? And it's a role-playing act. I just think that those type of women that do those shows should be restricted to not allow the language and the dialogue, or whether it's the N-word or whatever, to be said out in public of the show. That's what I'm saying, y'all, right? Do whatever you want to do in your private as long as you're getting paid, but not so open. And again, I guess that's why it's called My Free Cams. My Free Cams, because you're free to do what the hell you want to do. But again, it doesn't work for me in that kind of way. And the token system, like I said. So, but at a point it did, you know, it did at some point. I mean, I was, like I said, I was gelling the nails, and all I did for the most part was smoking shows. So, I mean, I'm a fetishist, so it didn't work for me as a fetishist that I am. But StreamMate does. StreamMate has been my baby, and I've been rocking out with StreamMate for a while, and I'm going to keep on doing it. So far, so good. And that's pretty much it. So if you want to try either which one of them, I don't know if I'm going to leave the links here. You guys just go type it in yourself if you could. My Free Cams, LifeJasmine.com, and StreamMates, okay? And you can do that kind of deal. And that'll be that. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. And we're at 20. No, I'm good. I'm straight. You guys have a beautiful, what's this called? 4th of July weekend, or 4th of July week. And I'm out of here. If you have any questions, any concerns, and all that good jazz, just leave them in the box and let me know. I will come back around how to create a background. I might do that after I go drink some water, and I'll be at the second video that I said I was going to do. Or not, I might just, you know, go lay it down and rest or whatever. So bye for now, and you guys will see me in the next video. Kisses and happy camming.